Welcome to English 1105, Workplace and Technical Communication. I'm your instructor, Brandon Jeter. So in this video, this overview, I'm going to give you the best practices on how to ace this course so that you can do well in the course, so you can ace it. So I'm going to show you our Blackboard shell here. That's what we call it, Blackboard shells, just so that you know the lingo. All right, so at the top, you'll see our banner, Workplace and Technical Communication, English 1105 with Jeter, just so that you know we're in the right place. At the top of the content area, you'll see the course schedule. This has the assignments and when they're due. And if you take a look at it, you can see that Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 are due on Sunday. Everything is due on Sunday for this course. And since this is the summer course, which is an accelerated course, because it's shortened, it's not 15, 16 weeks long, it's 8 weeks long, we still have to give you the same amount of material, just about. So it's an accelerated course. So everything is jammed into these 8 weeks. So for the summer course, we are doing 2 chapters a week, and that's starting this week. The first 2 chapters are pretty easy, so that's not going to be much of a burden on you. They're like introductory chapters. They'll be due on Sunday. Then next Sunday, the next 2 chapters are due, and next Sunday, the next 2 chapters are due. All the way until we get to the midterm. Now, the midterm is chapters 1 through 8, and it'll be 50 questions, all coming from the first 8 chapters, and that'll be due the same week that chapters 7 and 8 are due. So you'll do 7 and 8 chapter tests, and then you'll do the midterm. And then next week, next 2 chapters, all the way to we get to the final, and the final is due during the finals week, along with the last chapter, chapter 15. Now, the first 4 chapters is just like the spring or the fall semester. It's 2 chapters a week, and then after that, in the fall and the spring, 5. After chapter 4, there are written assignments that come along with the chapters. But in the summer, we're not doing the written assignments. So that's why you're getting 2 chapters every week. You're just doing the reading in the chapters, following the lessons that I give you, and you're completing the chapter tests. The chapter tests are true-false questions, multiple choice questions, and short answer questions. So the most amount of writing you'll be doing is short answer questions. But understand this, when you do your short answer questions, make sure you're using complete sentences. Because if I have to guess what your answer is, I'm just going to mark it wrong. If there's any extreme interpretations that I have to do to figure out what you're talking about, I'm just going to mark it wrong. Because here you're supposed to be using your technical communication skills to give your answer as if you're giving it to an audience for your technical writing. So here we have the Start Here folder. This is where everything starts. So read the syllabus. Your syllabi for your classes are important. These are the rules for your courses. And they're important because they're the rules for your courses, but a lot of teachers teach at other schools, and other schools have different rules. So if I mark you one way, you can just be like, but the syllabus says blah, 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 blah. And I'll be like, oh yeah, that's right. And then I'll fix it. And that should go for almost all of the other instructors. So read the syllabus, make sure you know the rules, you understand what's required of you of the course. Check your requirements for your technology and complete the no-show assignment. If you don't complete the no-show assignment, administratively, you're not here for the course, and you might be administratively dropped from the course. If you are administratively dropped from the course, you'll get an email saying that, you have a day or two to get back into the course or something like that. But during that time that you're out of the course, if someone's waiting to get in and they slide in and take your spot, that's it. So make sure you take that no-show assignment. Don't have to make yourself go through the hassle of having to get back into the course. Take the no-show assignment by Friday. Something about the Gwinnett Tech technology. There's a fee that you pay for technology here at Gwinnett Technical College. This means also that if your internet goes out at home or your computer breaks at home and you miss turning in an assignment, that's not a valid excuse for missing an assignment. Because you pay the technology fee and all this technology here on campus is available to you, you're supposed to come to campus and do your work if you can't do it at home. Now, if the internet or the power goes out on campus, then there's a valid excuse. There's a valid justification for the internet being out and you not turning in your stuff. But that rarely happens. It does happen. It happened last semester. But that rarely happens and is rarely able to be used as an excuse. So don't wait till the last minute to do your work. You don't have to wait till the last minute to do your work in this course. Go ahead and complete your stuff and don't get stuck missing out on an assignment, because English department doesn't accept late work. Now, there are extenuating circumstances and documented excuses that you can provide to allow me to grade something late, but outside of that, it's an English department policy. We don't accept late work, so don't be late. All right, so the lessons coincide with the chapters in our textbook. And the due dates also coincide with the assignment schedule that we just looked at a little while ago. Chapter 1 due Sunday, May 31st. Chapter 2 also due Sunday, May 31st. So with these assignments, you are able to go ahead and complete the chapter test. So chapter 1 test, chapter 2 test, they're due on Sunday. But chapter 3 and chapter 4, if you have extra time and you want to read ahead, you can complete those tests. Now, understand you only get one shot at these tests. So don't race through these things. Like, make sure you're getting the answers right. So all of these tests are available to you except for the midterm exam. The midterm exam will not be available until the week that is due. So the midterm exam becomes available June 15th. And the final exam becomes available July 20th. So if you are someone who likes to go ahead and complete the work, make sure you set a calendar alarm notification to remind you to come back and complete the midterm and the final. Every semester, somebody forgets to come back and complete the midterm and the final, and they get a bad grade in the course. You can pass the course. It won't be an A, but you can still pass the course missing one of these exams. It won't be an A though. So set an alarm for yourself to come back and complete those midterm and final exams if you are someone who likes to go ahead. You don't have to go ahead. You can complete the work every week if you want to. But if you know that there is a scheduling conflict, like you have a vacation coming up, somewhere during the summer, go ahead and complete the work. If you have a vacation or something coming up during that midterm or that finals week, let me know, and I can make the midterm or the final available to you ahead of time, or after you come back. As long as you have like documentation that you really weren't around to take the test. All right, so in course resources, here you can click on this link to get to Macmillan Achieve. I'll explain about Macmillan Achieve in a bit. Office hours, if you want to meet with me at any point during the semester, click right here, make an appointment here. This will bring up my appointment calendar. You can sign up. The appointments are slotted for 10 minutes at a time. And if you need more time, we can just go over the 10 minutes as long as nobody's waiting. I'm on campus. My on-campus office hours are 2:30 to 3:30 on Wednesdays. Usually I'll be in my office, but sometimes I'll just have office hours in the classroom that I'm in at 220 in Building B, 307. But if you sign up for an office hour, I'll make sure I'm back in my office for you. Virtual office hours, Tuesday, 1 to 2, Wednesday, 5 to 6. You'll click here and you'll get a link to meet me at the time that you sign up for. And on Tuesdays from 1 to 2, that first virtual office hour. If no one signs up, then that's when I'll do the live session where I'll play the week's lesson, but I'll also be there in the chat to answer any questions that you have about the lesson. I'll play the week's lesson, or I'll give the week's lesson live, and I'll answer your questions in the chat or on video as we go. All right, so Macmillan Achieve. So for this course, you need to register for Macmillan Achieve or get the textbook. If you get the textbook from the bookstore, you'll get a code to get Macmillan Achieve. Let me click on here and see what happens. Yeah, it takes you right to the course. All right, so once you sign in, if you have cookies on your browser and everything, it'll take you right to the course. That link will. And you can use this ebook here on the left, but I suggest using this part of the ebook, Read ebook on Vital Source Bookshelf. This version of the ebook is just more stable. And it's more stable because, let me see if I can get to. All right, so for example, chapter 1, this read aloud option is really good with the Vital Source Bookshelf version.
Chapter 1, Introduction to Technical Communication. What is technical communication?
So it'll read, but it'll also keep the settings that you have for it. So here you can choose a voice that you want and what speed you want it to read on.
Communication. What technical communication skills are important in your career?
And every time you go back to it, it'll still be in that same read aloud settings will be there. So I like the Vital Source Bookshelf version, but by all means, if you want to use this version over here, go for it. So I'm going to tell you the formula for acing the course. So every week, the first day of the week, this week it's Tuesday, it's usually Monday, by 8 o'clock, I'll post the mini lesson for the week. It'll be for the 2 chapters that we're doing that week. And you should listen to the mini lesson. In the mini lesson, I give an overview of the chapter, but I also give real world circumstances for the content that we're going over. And I elaborate on the gold nuggets of information that you can use in your everyday life, at work, on social media, online, that don't get enough, it doesn't get enough highlight in the chapter, but I try to highlight it for you. So watch the video lesson, read the chapter, or let it read to you, and then complete the chapter test. That's the 1, 2, 3. Video lesson, read the chapter, complete the chapter test. Over the years, students who really appreciated this course said that they liked it because it was, what do I want to say? It was, he said something like it was down to earth, but it was just helpful for learning how, or it was helpful with the strategies for how to communicate in the workplace and how to communicate with his people. I brought up the social media thing because a lot of students liked the strategies it has for social media. If you want to be a social media manager or a content creator, there's several sections in this book that talk about the different kinds of technical writing, including blogs, microblogs, websites, and memos and things. Even the memo section has good information for showing you how to present your information in short form, which a lot of social media writing is in short form. I think that's it. The bookstore, you can get your textbook and your Achieve code from the bookstore. Let me see. Our announcement, that's where it is. The announcements. All right, so in our announcement, you'll click here to register for Achieve. Even if you didn't buy the textbook yet or buy access to Achieve yet, go ahead and register. They'll give you a window period to have it for free before you have to buy it, and you have to buy it. So go ahead and buy it. The bookstore has the textbooks and the Achieve codes, and they're supposed to have it at a deal, but you can shop around if you want. Our course ID is 2RSCK7. Some of you may have gotten an email with a different course ID. Don't use that one. Use this one. 2RSCK7. And if you have any troubles registering for an Achieve account, click this here and use the little chat box in the corner of the screen. Eventually a live person will get to you and they'll fix everything for you. And when you do it, register, use your school email address. A lot of the registration issues happen when different email addresses are used, and you sign up with one and then try to sign in with another one, and then it doesn't work. So use your school email address for all this stuff. All right, that's it. So when you're ready to do go into do the lessons or do the chapters, you'll click on lesson 1. And right here, it's not there yet, but right here you'll see it'll say chapter 1 mini lesson. Watch the mini lesson, read the chapter, and then do the chapter 1 test. Same thing for lesson 2. Watch the mini lesson, do the read the chapter, and then do the chapter 2 test. Some videos are combine chapter 1 and chapter 2 together. If I do that, then I'll just put it in the first chapter so that you have them both. All right, that's all. If you have any questions, or if you have any issues with anything, email me. You can email me on the right side of Blackboard. There's a email the instructor link. Just know that if you email me like a short question, and it's like 1 or 2 lines long, and I can grab my phone, pull down the notifications, and I can read your question, I'll hit reply and I'll get right back to you, like I'm texting you. If you email me paragraphs long of an email, and I pull down my notifications and I can't read the whole thing, I'm going to swipe up on it, put my phone down, go about my business, and wait till I come back to this desk here before and open up the emails on the computer so I can read it and get back to you. Because I'm not going to read a whole bunch of paragraphs on my phone. I'm not going to do it. It's not safe. All right, so if it's a long email, I'm going to wait till I come back here. If you want a quick reply, just send me your question. Email me a question, and I'll get right back to you. All right, that's all. So later tonight, you'll get a notification that the lessons are up. Check out the mini lesson, read the chapter, complete the chapter tests by Sunday. Later.